Hey guys, how's it going? My name's Lois and welcome back to Stoneblock 2. In the last episode, we were working in our machine slash factory room, just trying to get some stuff together and start planning out our storage for the area, as well as the catwalks and sifting solutions for getting rid of, getting this stuff smelted down and doubled so that we can have more stuff and just all that kind of fun stuff. And as you can see, I haven't really worked on much. I've been busy this past week, so unfortunately I haven't been able to do too much work in here. But that's okay because, well, we're not going to do anything in here today. I have dug out a little bit of a space, and this is going to seem really weird. But, yeah, there's a giant hole here. So this is the hole for our wires to our applied logistics system that we will eventually set up and want to set up. But I dug down further. So the plan for this area is we're actually going to have a staircase rather than just a hallway. It's going to be a staircase that goes down. And I decided 10 blocks would be enough. And so that's what this is. I'll figure out how the wires are going to work. But I do want the wires like on the top of the area. And this is going to be our farmland. Now off to the side here, we're going to have a little bit of a cave, and this is going to be what we work on today, which is our mob farm. Now we're not going to make it look pretty or anything today. I just want to get it working and start collecting all of the wonderful mob drops that we can get. Specifically, something that we can get a lot of is loot boxes, loot crates, whatever they're called. These things are super useful. We can get them from monsters pretty commonly, relatively commonly, and yeah, it's going to be wonderful. So we're going to want to get a bunch of these. Loot generator. Okay, whatever. But we're going to want to get a bunch of those and start storing them up and using them at, we can automatically use them at some point, and it's going to give us a lot of things that we're going to want. But we'll get to that part later. For now, we just need to set up an actual mob farm. So, that's what we're going to do in this space. Now, I have a few things with me. And you know what? Let's just go ahead and make a crafting table right here. So that we don't have to go all the way back. I do have a bunch of wood on me still. Inventory has been a little bit of an issue here lately. But the first thing we're going to want to do is we're going to want to get a iron chest to begin with, and we'll upgrade this in a little bit to an obsidian chest just so that we can have some storage of items. Now, what are we going to do? Well, what we're going to have is we're going to have a box. I think we're going to do a, let's see, this room is 15 by 15. I think we might do a 9 by 9 box, so we'll have a little bit of space on either side. But the idea is we're going to use these fans to move mobs around, and we still need to go back. I need to get some stone, but we're going to use fans to move mobs around, and we're going to do a few other things to make things a little bit nicer. We're going to use a drop of evil to make cursed earth, which is going to make things spawn a lot faster, and just in general we're going to do a lot of different things to make our lives easier. Now, one thing I don't know if we have a lot of or any is obsidian. You can take that over to our storage area. I forgot to look to see if we had any obsidian, so we might need to make some of that. That's not a big deal. And do we have a couple of diamonds? We do. Perfect. Let's just throw those in there. We're going to need some stone, which we do have a good bit. And yeah, that should be about it. Let's go ahead. We're going to need 13 obsidian. So that is empty, but this one has a lot of lava. So we're just going to take this over to this area. And we should be able to just do this for a little bit. No problems. How much has a lot of buckets. Okay, so yeah, we have a good bit of lava, so we can make plenty of obsidian, and that's actually more than enough than we need. I do believe we're going to need 11. We're going to need 8 for the obsidian chest, and then we're going to need another 3 a little bit later. So let's just go ahead and put that back. Cool. So, with that all taken care of, let's get back over to this area, and what we're going to do is we're going to make a couple of things. The first thing that we're going to make is a fan. Now, we do have to be careful because I don't have much redstone currently, but we're going to make a mob fan. And what this should allow us to do is push mobs. Pretty simple. So we're going to have this at the back of the room. And I think I want to leave a little bit of space. Not much, but just a little bit. So we might just break this and put this like here. And I do believe we can show the area, and it will push mobs like so. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's get just some markers to where we're going to want. So if this is going to be the center, and I think let's actually move it forward 1. Let's have 2 blocks for a little bit of a, you know, we can work behind it. And we can always make this room bigger. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And I think I want a 9 by 9 interior. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So this is what the room's going to be. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Might want to make this room a little bit bigger, but we can at least see the area. So we definitely need to extend this a little bit farther by 1, 2, 3, 4 blocks. And that is possible. Now we're also going to need fans on this side. We'll probably have a fan here and here as well. To push everything to the center where we're going to have the mob masher. And this is kind of the main thing that we're going to use. We're going to need some diamonds. I'm going to need to prep some stuff, some materials and whatnot. But we can use fan upgrades. So there's a width modifier and a distance modifier that we can make both pretty easily. We just need feathers, and it just so happens that we have a chicken farm producing a ton of feathers. We have 50 feathers. So we should be able to make all of these that we need. And let's just see what we can do. So mob fan width, let's do 1, 2, 3. That is the max that we can do. And if we put that in here, you can see it almost hits the entire area. So we're going to need 4 fans in total. And that's fine. But we're going to need more redstone. And I think these need a redstone signal to work. Yes. And you can see they are very quick. They're very strong. They just need a little bit of redstone to do their work. So if we put something like that, and then I believe we can get the upgrade for the distance. Each one of these will increase distance just by 1. And yeah, we'll need 3 more of those. That shouldn't be too bad. I think I can handle that right now. And we're probably going to need those other 4. But that 1, 2, 3, 4. That does not work the way I thought it would. Oh, because the torch blocked it? Huh. Okay, well that's fine. So we can do this pretty easily, and it will push everything where we want it to be. So we have 2 fans on here. We move this one over 2 blocks. And we should be able to do the exact same thing So it should be like here. We put those and 2 of these. No, 2 of these. And 4 of those. And that is the entire area we're going to need. So I will tell you guys what. I am going to dig out a little bit more space. We're going to go back probably a good ways. And then I'm going to set up the building. Now, what are we going to actually make this mob farm out of? That is actually a really good question. I also need to do some sifting because we need more redstone. We're going to need quite a bit of redstone, and we're going to need quite a bit more diamonds. Because in order to make the mob masher, we're going to need 3 diamonds and a bunch of iron. So I'm going to get some materials ready for that and dig out a little bit more space. But what are we going to make the building out of? We could just use stone brick. That could be cool. There's not really too much that we have. I mean, we could use end stone. That would be okay. We might actually do that. Can we make end stone brick pretty easily? Yes, we can. So, is there anything else? I mean, we could always chisel it to other things, but I think what we'll do, and this might not look like the best of everything. It's actually real quick. I want to go ahead and make a diamond chest and then turn that into an obsidian chest because that's what we're going to store things in for now. And then can we make the item collector? We should be able to. Shouldn't be too difficult to do this. We're going to need a redstone torch. And we're going to need a hopper. So single hopper and an ender pearl, which I do have. And that should allow us to make the item collector. And then we grab a little bit of glowstone, which I should have. And we can make the advanced item collector. Perfect. So this thing is kind of awesome because it is controllable with like how far away and everything. Just in general, it's a good thing. That is really unhappy collecting items. I don't know why. I'm gonna have to look into the system. We might need to make some changes to it, but yeah, that is, I think, all we need to do right this instant. I need to gather some supplies for this thing, get some more stuff for the upgrades that I want, and yeah, I need to dig out the area. We're going to use the end stone bricks because these will look better than stone bricks, but I don't want anything too, yeah, that'll look nice. And then what we're also going to use is there is some tempered glass, which also uses end stone. Convenient. And what we can do is, I believe, let's just make a little bit of this. I believe what this stuff will do is it prevents light. So theoretically, if I were to do something like this, it would start causing stuff to spawn. So yeah, this prevents light, which is exactly what I wanted to see, and it's pretty cheap and easy to make. So that's what we're going to use. I'm going to dig this. I'm going to build up the general mob farm, and we'll come back once I have the materials gathered to make all the stuff we need. So be back in a bit. So that wasn't too bad. I got the diamonds and the rest of the supplies pretty quickly. I went to the mining dimension to get redstone. I have a good bit of redstone now, so that is good. And I went ahead and built this. Now, the blue is the fans, obviously. It's just the area that they're going to be affecting. But everything else is ready to go, except for, well, the bottom. So we have the fans. Let's get those set up and ready to work. And it's pretty simple. I have all the stuff here. So we're going to need all of these guys. And we're going to need, let's see, we're going to need 2 width modifiers for that one, 2 for that, so that's 4, and 1 for each of these, so that is 6 width modifiers. So that is these. So we're going to need 1, 2, 3 of those. And then for the distance modifiers, we're going to need, is it 4? Yeah, so we need 8 in total because we need 4 for each of these 2 fans. So 1, 2, 3, 4 on both sides. So we need 8 in total. So we need 4 additional ones of those. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And we can just put these in. So 1, 1, 2, and 2. And this should set everything up to be exactly how we want it to be. With the exception of, I think the torch is still going to affect the back fans. But we can see and find out pretty easily that, yeah, everything should be fine. So this is where the mob grinder is actually going to go. And I guess let's go ahead and turn the areas off for now. But these should all work just fine, no problems whatsoever. So the next thing we need to do is we need to break all of this stone and replace it with dirt. Now we are using dirt so that we can use cursed earth. Now cursed earth is very, very dangerous stuff. So we want to kind of make sure that we have everything else ready before we get those going. But yeah, cursed earth is really cool. What it does is it actually it basically just kind of spawns mobs in very quickly, but the mobs that it spawns in will actually die. They'll despawn rather after like a minute or like 30 seconds or something. They don't last around forever, and it's because this is intended for mob farming. It's intended to be spawn a lot of mobs very quickly, so that you can then kill them and be done with it. So that is the idea and what we're going to do. So I should have all the dirt we need. Should be 81. And then all I have to do is put the actual stuff in here at some point. So the next thing we need to do is we need to go ahead and make our mob masher. Now this is what we're actually going to be using to kill the mobs. And to do that, we're going to need a block of redstone. We're going to need 3, 6, 7, 8 swords, iron swords. So there is quite a bit of iron involved in this. And just throw those on the ground for right now. And then we're going to have 3 iron blocks, and we're going to make a set of iron spikes and another set of iron spikes, and then we should be able to make the mob masher. So this thing is really, really, really cool. Anytime it kills a mob, it counts as a player kill, which if you are not familiar with that mechanic, actually don't want it like that. Let's just put a block down. If you're not familiar with that mechanic, basically what it means is when this thing is on, it's like we're killing it. And some mobs, like I believe blazes. Oh no, is blazes? I'm trying to think of some stuff. So good example, zombies. Zombies have a chance of dropping an iron ingot, and I think that is a player killed requirement. But regardless, there are certain mob drops that can only be obtained if the player is killing the mob. Well, this counts as a player, and mobs will run into it. They'll be blown into this and die. So that is kind of the idea. And I want to see a couple of things before we finish up with all this. So first things first, we're going to need the levers on all of this stuff, or at least next to it. So that will turn that on, and that works just fine. And then we can turn all the fans on. We'll save that for a moment. But we do need to put levers on all of these. And eventually maybe we'll hook them all up to the same thing. But if we turn this off, you can see that it is perfectly dark in here. This will go away, so that is perfect. No light is escaping through the Mob Masher, and it will hurt us. And then something else we can do is we can actually upgrade this thing. So it also has a bunch of different slots for upgrades. If we look at Mob Masher, the upgrades include sharpness, looting, fire aspect, smite, band of arthropods, and beheading. Now, kind of the best one is obviously the sharpness and the looting. If we want the mob heads, beheading is always great. And then we could also just up the damage by using smite and bane of arthropods. And we can put all of those in there, no problem. So I think for now, we might put a few upgrades in there. Mostly, I think what we want is sharpness, which is more iron swords. And let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. Don't really have that much. It requires some gold nuggets and a little bit of redstone, but we can get a sharpness in there, and we can put them in through here. And then looting would also be kind of nice. We can get a couple of those. Let's go see how many actual like lapis we have. We have enough. Let's see if we can't make the 10 of these. So we can make 8 of them. We're low on gold, which can actually, and unfortunately I must have miscounted with the iron. We have like a third of a block in there. But I should be able to go ahead and make 10 of these. And perfect. So we can get at the very least the max looting. What I think I'm going to do is drop some iron in here, and hopefully that will clear up. I'll check it in a moment, but it looks like something has actually spawned down here, which is not necessarily good, but it's just a zombie. So we can test things. First of all, we are going to put our looting in there. And then the next thing we're going to need to do is we're going to need to put our obsidian chest and our item collector. Now the item collector does have a radius. And let's see, we are in the Z direction. So we want it to go 1 to the X. Actually, let's go 2X. The Y we can go 2, and the Z 1, 2, 3. I think that will be good, and it will collect anything that is dropped in this area pretty quickly. Now the question is, can I get over to where the zombie is? Yes, I can. I can flip this switch, and you can hear the zombie just moved. And then you can flip that switch and this switch, and the zombie gets stuck there. Items will get collected, and that's that. So that's our mob farm. So the last thing we need to do. Now there is something else. What else is in here? There's also experience. I'm gonna fly out of that. The fans are actually on. The animations don't run because I think I turned most of the animation stuff off. But yeah, the experience is something else that we're gonna probably want to collect. Let's see if there is a way to collect experience. Experience vacuum. We could probably do something with that. Let's see. Collects nearby experience pylons. Maybe. Monolith of experience will absorb all experience orbs in the same chunk. Okay. So it looks like we could make one of these. which requires a bottle of enchanting and shulker pearls, plus some pearl blocks. It's gonna be a little expensive. We're gonna need a bunch of shulker pearls. And that's endstone in a diamond mesh. So that might be something we can do. Alternatively, we could make like an EXP vacuum. But I think the monolith will probably be the best thing. We can just put it here and not worry about it. So let's do the dangerous thing. And let's not get pushed into the fan. What we're going to do is we're going to put a drop of evil down. It should spread to all the dirt around. And then we're going to get out without dying. And you can hear everything is already spawning. And if we turn this fan on right back here, everything will die. And we'll collect all the goodies, common loot crates, uncommon loot crates, and obviously, at this point, what we need to do, there's something there. I think we need to go further Z. So, yeah, this is working perfectly. So there's a couple things that we'll probably want to do a little bit later to make this a little bit nicer. One, we need to make that monolith, but I need to get the shulker pearls first. And that's going to be a little bit challenging. The other thing that we might be able to do, I need to see if it exists. So let's see that, and let's get rid of looting, because we don't need that. But as we get more, like, upgrades in that thing, it'll kill things pretty much instantly. And that's what we want to see. Now, one other thing to note is that very soon that chest is going to fill up, and I'm going to make a drawer system for that area, and that should be good enough. But yeah, we're already getting a bunch of things. We got an epic loot crate, and uncommon and some commons. I'm not going to do much with this right now, and I'll need to have like a filtering system and all that kind of fun stuff as well. But something if we can get it. Sound muffler. Yes. So, yeah, we'll just make a sound muffler. That is just a note block and a piece of wool. So that is super simple. Let's go ahead and make one of those. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that is just a note block with a piece of wool, and that will make it so that things that spawn down here are not nearly as loud. And we'll just put that like right there. Perfect. That's so much better. But yeah, we're getting a lot of stuff, and we're getting a lot of stuff very quickly. The looting is kind of affecting that, but we're gonna need to get rid of all the bows and all the pants and stuff that we'll eventually get. And there's not really an intended way to turn this thing off. I don't think we can just use lights, because I believe light will burn the cursed earth. So we're just not going to worry about it. We're just going to leave it on all the time. And just kind of try to collect all the goods. So it looks like we're collecting everything. We just got to get the experience dealt with and go from there. So that's going to be what I do. I'm going to set up a drawer system. We'll pipe things underneath the floor probably. And eventually we'll make this place look a little bit nicer and go from there. So that is the plan. We have like all the different loot crates at this point. And we're getting so much stuff, especially a lot of experience, which is really nice. So yeah, I have some work to do. And we'll come back next time and kind of finish that up with the storage system. But at the very least, it's working. We're collecting the drops, and we can go from there. So we definitely need to get the experience dealt with. That should be pretty easy if we make this monolith. We just need to get some shulker pearls, which is a 10% chance from crushed endstone. So I want to see just how bad that's going to be. let's see. Do I have a hammer lying around? I do. So it's just going to be a matter of getting some crushed end stone. And I can always go to the end through the mining dimension and, you know, do this in its natural state. But, you know, just a little bit of crushed end stone. And we'll probably get some pearls pretty quickly. So we'll get the monolith and go from there. Nothing with that one. We might also get draconium, which is kind of cool. But I will get the pearls. I will get a drawer system completed with another of the drawer controllers. They're not too bad to make. I just need another diamond. So it'll just be a matter of getting it. And next time, we'll finish that up and go from there. I don't know what we're going to do for sure, but we'll figure something out. So that's going to be it for today's episode. We already have our first shulker pearl. Awesome. And isn't it really easy to make these? Oh, we need 8. We need a lot of these pearls. So, yeah, that'll take a little bit of time. But, yeah, that's going to be it for today's episode. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.